Hello, everyone. Marty Janeski here, along with my good buddy Ken Brown, and you are watching Local Sports Wrap-Up on Channel 15 or YouTube. Today's the 18th day of February, and tomorrow is my brother Paul's birthday.
Hey, happy birthday, Paul.
My little brother.
All right.
He's big as a house. Bigger than me. When I got to be about 15, 16, I stopped picking on him because he was getting big.
That's when you were about 140.
Yeah, he was playing football at the high school and basketball and weightlifting, and we became friends then.
That's right.
That's how that works.
What's the age difference there, Coach?
3 years.
Okay.
So he'll be turning 62.
Nice.
I believe.
That is a good time. First time everything. First time for everything.
That happens. Anyway, some good hockey going down with that. Did you see that 3 fights in the first 9 seconds of the hockey game for USA versus Canada?
I did hear about it. I also seen that they've changed their all-star format, right?
Yes.
So now their all-star format, they got U.S., Canada, Sweden,
Finland.
and Finland. Okay. So
they were just doing an exhibition and they dropped the gloves.
Within 10 seconds, they must have wanted to get that going. That was
There
something they
had
were
to
holding
be
on to, yeah.
some kind of plan, yeah. And it is an exhibition, but they're playing for their country. And I just got to get the Russians in there now. You know,
yeah.
Kick some Russian butt, right?
No, it seems like a good thing. Better than I watched a little bit. NBA changed their format too. So now you play like up-and-comers against another team of veterans, and then it was the 2 rising star teams, instead of playing each other, they played the veteran teams.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, so it was, and I think they only played like 1 quarter. The score was like 41-34, stuff like that. It was weird.
Trying to get them,
trying to
get them to play a little D too, huh?
Yeah, they're trying to make them play harder. That's right.
Yeah, it used to be that way back when we were kids. They played the games for real.
Yeah.
But now there's too much money involved. You're going to blow out a knee when you're doing something stupid in an all-star game?
Right. And
nobody wants to roll an ankle.
No. They got to find a different way. I'm not sure what the answer is. You're right. They did that in-season tournament in the NBA, and it gives them an opportunity to go to Vegas for a tournament before mid-season. It already happened, right?
Yes.
And so that was about money. So they gave them money, and that worked out well last year.
And the All-Star game for the NHL used to be 5-on-5, and if you just bet the over, it would always be like, 9, 11, 12 goals. Didn't matter. Game ended up 13-11. Then they went 3-on-3 and did it in spurts.
Gotcha.
And that is still, they're scoring like crazy anyway. So who knows?
On a normal basis, what is it? You said it used to be 5-on-5.
Yeah.
That's what it always is. Okay.
And then they switched it to 3-on-3 like they do overtime. Okay. Anyway, we got districts. District Downriver and Dearborn area district playoff pairings. As the teams have been seeded, the Downriver teams have been seeded for the thing. And again, it's the Michigan Power ranking that does the whole works. Did hockey in the last week when we talked, and now this week we're going to do it with basketball. In Division I, District 17, hosted by Monroe. Monroe will play Temperance Bedford. 2 weak teams, 3-15, 8-11. For the right to play, the winner of that game will play Brownstown Woodhaven at 13-7.
That should be a good one. The game 3 in that Monroe bracket would be Gibraltar Carlson at 9-10 versus Trenton 11-9. So 2 teams that have been in the middle of the road all year get a chance to battle. I'm
going to say it's going to be Brownstown versus Carlson in the finals.
Ooh.
That's my armchair lucky guess.
Lincoln
Park's got District 18, and that's where we find our Wyandotte Roosevelt boys Bears. Unfortunately, 0-19 on the season. They get to play Allen Park, lucky them, who were 15-5, and up until a week ago were competing for the league championship.
Yeah.
Then the game before that, Anderson and Taylor, 2 teams that are 5-13 and 6-12. So it almost looks like Allen Park's going to come out of. Those are the prelims.
Yeah. And then Lincoln Park will get the winner of that Southgate game. Lincoln Park finished the season 17-3.
Ooh.
They have the highest MPR.
And then the game after that, Riverview's going to play Allen Park. They're going to beat Wyandotte, let's face it. And then that's two 15-5 teams going at it. That's a pretty solid bracket.
Yeah.
Lincoln Park 17-3, Riverview 15-5, Allen Park 15-5. And these championship games are on February 28th. The prelims are 24th. These are all the 24th and the 26th and the 28th.
Yeah. So if you've been going to the games, you want to know that now the boys' games look like they're going to kick off starting in districts on Mondays and Wednesdays instead of the Tuesday, Friday, or Tuesday, Thursday that
Oh,
we've been getting
okay.
all season. So
Melvindale gets to host Dearborn Etzel Ford will play game 1 versus Fordson, two teams that are 7-11 and 9-11. And the winner gets to play Dearborn, good seed for them. They're 17-3.
Yeah.
So that's a good ride for them.
host Melvindale will play River Rouge in game 3. 12-7 on the year for Melvindale, and Rouge is 12-7 as well. Yeah, that's who plays, and then I guess they'll play the winner.
They'll play Dearborn.
Yeah, Dearborn.
So those two 12-7 teams are going to take on Dearborn. That's interesting. Funny how they got the same record, but the MPR for Melvindale is about, 60 points lower.
Yeah, and it's all about your opponent, right? Remember
Yeah.
we broke it down, because even if you look at Wyandotte's number at, .37, it wasn't terrible compared to the teams that are, Southgate is .43 and Wyandotte's .379. So they're right there, 0.5 away. So
Yeah.
hopefully they can shock the world.
Yeah, you never know. But I'm not picking them.
Yeah, 1 out of 20.
Maybe put a couple dollars on that one. Let's see, who else in our area? Flat Rock, District 54, that's Division 2. You've got Dundee versus Ida, a couple of poor teams, and Carlton Airport versus Monroe Jefferson, also below 500 teams. The bye in that bracket, Flat Rock gets to play the winner of Dundee or Ida. They're 13-7.
Yeah.
And New Boston Huron gets a bye at 9-10.
Wow.
They're going to play Carlton or Monroe Jefferson, and then again Friday the 28th, we'll figure it out.
Yeah, looks like the favorite would be the host, Flat Rock, at 13-7 in that district.
Yeah.
District 55, which is in Dearborn Heights, we got Romulus Summit Academy 18-3. They'll be sitting back waiting on the winner of Dearborn Heights Annapolis 1-20, and Dearborn Henry Ford Academy 4-12.
Wow.
So probably be Henry Ford Academy going against Summit.
Yeah, and then after the other game in that bracket is Grosse Ile 10-10 versus Dearborn Heights Robichaud 13-7. So Dearborn, Summit Academy North is probably going to play they're going to play Grosse Ile or Dearborn Heights.
Yeah.
And it looks like the better record and the more powerful MPR is Robichaud.
Yeah. Tyrone Wheatley. Yeah.
Oh, is that where he's from?
That's where he went, yeah. Father Gabriel Richard in Ann Arbor is playing host. Shockingly, Father Gabriel Richard's basketball team was 4-15 this year.
Shocking.
And they'll get an opportunity to play Dearborn Heights Star International, who is 10-11 on the year. And their MPRs are really close, and I wonder if that has anything to do with, remember we were talking about those Catholic League schools play really tough schedules because they play all these Catholic League
Yeah, it played
great
out in
teams.
football. It played out in football
Yeah.
big time.
So we'll see if Gabriel Richard will make a run in the tournament, but they were 4-15 on the year. But their MPR is really close to a 10-11 team.
And Cody and Redford Westfield Prep are going to play in game 2 on Monday with the rights to play Canton Prep, who is 11-7, while the other game, Dearborn Divine Child. So that's a kind of a weak bracket there.
Yeah. Looks like Cody's not trying at 2-10. They're not even scheduling games. I mean,
No, at 2-10.
2-10, you haven't played many anyway.
No, and then just one or two left here. We got the Detroit District, basically. Edison and University Prep, two teams that are, oh no, Prep's 12-5. They'll probably beat Edison, and then Cesar Chavez Academy at 7-7 is playing Voyager Prep 9-8.
Yeah.
With the rights to play Dearborn Advanced Tech Academy at 16-3.
And the winner of the other game gets a chance to play Detroit University Prep, who's 17-5, waiting on Cesar Chavez.
So by next week, the 28th, no, it'll be 2 weeks before we have the answers to this. The rest of the other here, we got Plymouth, Yipsy, yeah, so.
Yeah. Good luck, good luck. Shock the world, Bears.
Shock the world, Bears, yes. The last one, Riverview Gabriel Richard in District 88, Division 3. They're 17-2. They just won the Catholic League Division, and they're going to wait to see who Detroit Leadership Academy at 3-12 or Cabrini at 13-6, who they're going to play. And they're going to play, Richard's going to play the winner of E-Course or Taylor Trillium. Interesting that they're putting a 13-5 team and an 11-5 team against each other.
Yeah, in a play-in.
Basically.
But Gabriel Richard 17-2, so they had a great season.
Yes, they did. They were rolling on everybody. Got some wrestling results. We talked a lot last week about how boys and the girls were really becoming wrestlers. Nearly 80 male wrestlers from the Downriver area competed across 4 different regionals last weekend. No team had more success than New Boston Huron, who saw 8 of their 11 weight classes move on to Ford Field in 2 weeks.
Yeah. And two of those guys from New Boston Huron actually won. Right? So Daniel Jamel and Jason Downs both took home Division II individual regional titles. Those teammates are combined 90-9 on the season.
90-9.
Yeah, I think the Bears would like to get at least a third of those wins, right? Anyway.
They're lightweights, 126 and 132.
Yeah, so they'll go back-to-back. They actually won back-to-back, like you said, 126 and 132. Congratulations to those guys.
And then the other 2 Matmen, Caleb Frazier and Drew Ladich, they competed in the finals, but they lost to runner-up. But as we've mentioned before, the top 4 in each bracket get to play. So Braden Hall, Nathan Matzos, 3rd place finishes. Garrett Marinette and Caden Banco finished in 4th.
Yeah. The other team, Riverview Gabriel Richard, who ended up seeing 6 of their 11 earned spots. Guys win spots to the States. Jordan Zambon, 106 pounds.
106 pounds.
And Sebastian Martinez at 165. Those were the 2 that actually won the region. They were combined 116-8 on the season.
And Sebastian Martinez, he's a 3-time defending state champ. He's won all 3 of his matches with pins in less than a minute.
Into the first period. Wow.
So he's been the state champ, and he's going on his 4th consecutive state championship. Go Sebastian. He's a 175-pounder.
No, he's
Curious
a dude.
if he plays any football.
Yeah, he's a dude there, right? Yeah, wow. Good job. Let's go, Sebastian.
I was 175 once.
Yeah.
The good old days.
Yeah, 9th grade.
That's when I bowled really well. I was in good shape.
Who else you got? Also, finishing first was Luke Harrington at 138 pounds.
That's an incredible record there. Gibraltar Carlson, Southgate Anderson, and Wyandotte Roosevelt each had 7 wrestlers competing, and they're going to send 11 between the 3 schools. Roosevelt with tied Anderson with 4 state qualifiers and 1 individual champion. The champ for Wyandotte, go Bears, Gabe Gibbons, 140 pounds. He's 50-1, and it's his 2nd straight D1 regional championship.
Yeah.
50-1.
That's a great record. Let's go. The other ones, interestingly enough, 2 Bears had to play each other. The Bears had 3 others competing for 3rd place, including teammates squaring off. Stephen Androne besting Landon Williams at 190 pounds. So they're both going to go, but he had a chance to beat him for bragging rights.
Yeah.
Ben Dimmer, 215, will also make the trip to Ford Field because he got 4th place.
Yeah, and and Southgate Anderson had Jackson Sage improved to 49-4. This is D2. He had an individual title at Chelsea, and Habibullah Majedi, Sean King, and Johnny Pardo are also going for Southgate.
No, they did well. Carlson has a former state runner-up Zachary Taylor at 175 pounds. Looks like he's going to wrestle our guy that we talked about that's won 3 times.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Carlson's Zach Taylor, 175. Gibbons, who's now sits at 50-1 overall in his 2nd regional title in as many seasons. Taylor was one of the 2 Marauders to collect 1st place honors. The other one was Matthew Beach. When does he play football? He won the regional at 285.
Oh, my.
He's a man. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Melvindale had a half dozen wrestlers compete. 2 of them will wrestle at Ford Field. Repeat qualifier from last year, Hamad Asaldi. And runner-up finishes for both him and Gassard Musad. Hasaldi's 113 pounds and Musad's 138, and between the 2 of them, they have a 94-10 record. So they're, when your losses are in single digits, you're doing all right.
And when your wins are almost 100, yeah, no, they're doing really good. What else is? It was tough going for Allen Park, who has 6 wrestlers competing, but saw 3 of them come up short in qualifying for states and losing the consolation in the semis.
Yassine Jaber, he was 2-2, so he got 4th place. He's 40-6 on the year. What's his weight class? It doesn't say.
No, but he gets a chance to go to Ford Field.
Yeah, why not? You're there. And then let's talk girls.
Okay.
After seeing nearly 30 wrestlers qualify from districts, the first time the Michigan High School Athletic Association had such a run for its girls wrestling postseason, we're going to send a dozen girls.
All right. And that includes Maya. We talked about Maya Brandenburg last week. She was the regional champion at 235.
Nice. And Allen Park's got a full team of wrestlers, so it kind of makes sense that no school would have more than them. She's 22-0, Miss Brandenburg.
And all of hers are by a fall. I'm sure that means a pin, right?
I would think.
It's got to, yeah. The junior will be accompanied by teammates Adeline England at 125 and Adeline Tusini, 135, who both finished 3rd and 2nd.
Yeah, I did not see any Bears in this mix. 3 schools, Richard, Anderson, and Carlson, will have 2 representatives. Rihanna Venegas, she got a regional title for Richard.
Okay.
Venegas is joined by J.C. Barnaby. She's 17-5. She got 3rd place.
Yeah. The other thing about Adeline Tusini, she's the first local female wrestler to qualify for states 4 straight years.
Nice.
So that was good. Yeah,
so
good job.
She must. I wonder if she plays football.
Adeline.
Oh, she's 135.
135. Yeah, probably not.
Probably not. And Anderson had 3 regional qualifiers continue for basically one more weekend. 2nd and 4th place, Brooklyn Sage and Melody Carr. They have a combined 35 wins.
And Carlson was 2 for 2 over that the weekend, getting girls qualified for state. Both Bailey Bouvet and Tierra Taylor, 100 pounds, and B&B and TNT, 145 pounds and 100 pounds.
B&B
punched their tickets to state. Bouvia, BB, settled for runner-up honors, while Taylor improved to 21-4 with the 3rd place showing.
Cool. So next weekend, not this coming weekend, February 28th and March 1st, you can get to Ford Field, and it will be spread out on that diamond down there. They probably have, 6 mats, maybe 8?
At least, yeah. I would think.
8.
I've never been. It seems like a great venue, but it'd be huge, yeah.
be pretty cool, I think. Where you want to go? I tell you what, I like this right here. That bowling got a
Bowling.
little News Herald
Yeah,
action.
let's do bowling.
I could talk bowling all day. You know that because the Wyandotte Bears, Lady Bears, undefeated season, 17-0. Basically, going into this last match position round, I thought we'd have a bye, but instead, because second place was sewn up, we had to bowl Carlson, who has 4 losses, and I just say this: we rolled them. We rolled them. The girls, we start out Bakers with 17 straight marks, and a 240 game and a 190 game. Okay, and in 440, we took over league high in the Baker High game and the Baker High series, which Woodhaven had stuck out from us like a week and a half ago.
Okay.
So it went really well. This is our third league, our third league championship in 6 years. And in all reality, Krolak outcoached me, or I'd have 4. Because I won one, and then we were in first again, and they beat us on position round. And again, I'll give him credit for outcoaching me. I can't throw the ball, but there were things I could have done.
Yeah.
And I learned from that.
That's right.
I learned from that. So now I know how to go about it if it ever comes up again, and I have. I've used that lesson well. But we won every other year. We won that year, lost, won, and then I haven't done anything the last 2 years, and then we won this year, which is nice.
No, I think congratulations, Coach, to you and the ladies. You look at it from a standpoint that 3 out of 6, you've been in first place. 17-0, that hasn't been done. And now it's time for the big part, right? This weekend, right?
Yeah, I think the last 17 undefeated team is the first since
2017.
Yeah, 21-2 is the last time I got one. Yeah, the Roosevelt boys, they were undefeated for a couple of years. The Roosevelt boys back in 17. That's when my son was involved.
Okay.
But he was like their 7th guy. Megan Murray led the way. She had 429 for 2 games, filled all her Baker frames. She was all over the place, but you know what? It's not how, it's how many. It's kind of like golf. Ain't how it gets in a hole, just as long as it
gets in there.
That's right. So yeah, it's really nice. The regionals are starting this weekend. Friday is team. For us, it's at Score Lanes. Individuals will be Saturday morning for the girls at 8:30. Boys will bowl at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. They bowl 6 games. Top 7 people move on to Thunder Bowl the following weekend.
It's at Score this Saturday as well?
Yes. Okay. And then we'll hopefully we're talking about states next weekend.
That's right.
We're practicing. We've practiced yesterday and today. We're going to practice tomorrow. They're going to get Thursday off. We're going to meet for breakfast Friday morning and then go bowl.
That's right.
And see what happens.
No.
And the standings for the season in bowling, we were, in the girls' side, we were 17-0. Carlson ended up 12-5. Southgate was 11-6. Krolak came from, what was he, 1-5.5. 1.5, 5.5 to be 9-7. Woodhaven, nice move. Trenton 9-8. Allen Park 8-9. Taylor 7-10. Etzel Ford 3-14. And Lincoln Park bringing up the rear with a 0-15 record with the ties.
Yeah.
Now the boys' side was entertaining to watch. They were next to us. Taylor had it sewed up. So they did lose to Roosevelt last Thursday, but it didn't matter. Taylor ended up, Connor Beto led the way for Roosevelt. He shot basically 482 for 2 games.
Yeah.
He was lighting it up. And they've got a good solid team. They're going to give it a run here at regionals too. You know, they're practicing also. It's going to be interesting to see if they can fill their frames.
Man.
They only had a couple losses. They competed at every tournament. Just got to knock down more pins than everybody else. It's that simple.
Yeah. Well, congratulations to Taylor.
Yeah,
That's only
absolutely.
their second title, downriver title, since they combined with Kennedy and Truman.
Yes, because the girls won last year, I believe.
And that was the other one they won in bowling twice. But
So that's that's good for them is all I can say. Bowling is going to, like I said, this weekend. We'll be talking next week. Division I is at Score Lanes. I believe the Division II kids are going to Super Bowl in Canton. Westland Lanes, D2 is at Westland Lanes. And some other schools will be in a D1 at Super Bowl in Canton with all them Plymouth teams. Canton, Plymouth.
and you're right. It was Taylor was 15-2, but Wyandotte was 14-3.
Yeah.
And it was really
Wyandotte lost to Allen Park a couple weeks ago, and that got them out of the mix. They could have been bowling for a share of the title, but they couldn't. Yeah, as we wind down, we got competitive cheer. I'm not sure we'll get much of this in. We got about 3 minutes.
Okay.
I will say this. Roosevelt hosted 13 other programs at competitive cheer, and they came out number 8 ranked Bears. They won the qualifier, and they are moving on. They are moving on in competitive cheer. I believe that's next weekend, too. Or is it the weekend after?
And they did set a new high season mark with the 317.4.
Nice. And that's also with Woodhaven. It's in their 11th regional appearance in the last 12 years. And they eclipsed 770 points. And that was the first time the Bears did it all year also with 771. So it's a tight thing there in Division II. Obviously, it's Carlson, Southgate, Anderson, and Riverview moving on to the finals. And they are...
And Carlson dominated just like Roosevelt. They led from start to finish in that Division II.
Yep, in the Allen Park, in a different D2, they are moving on. And we always know, what is it? It's between Allen Park and... Is it Woodhaven or is it Carlson usually?
It's Carlson, yeah.
Yeah, and then the Bears are sneaking in there.
Yeah.
Getting their nose in there.
Yeah, Carlson's won 15 out of 16 district titles. Last year they lost to Carlton Airport. For the first one.
Okay.
Division II, they usually do pretty well.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, I know we have to wrap up, but Allen Park's, what does it say here? We've qualified for regioners every year since 2009. And in District 3, last one, the Groseville Red Devils led from start to finish, and they will be moving on also in D3. So, as we sneak this into 30 minutes, I will talk about regionals next week in bowling.
That's right.
Ken's going to a couple basketball games this week. We'll see what happens. We'll have some results for you. And stay warm, everyone. By next Monday, the weather's going to break. Going to be 40 degrees.
Yes.
But right now, it is cold.
It is cold.
It is too cold. So I'm Marty. That's Ken. We're your hosts, Local Sports Wrap-Up. Get a hold of us, email localsportswrapup@gmail.com. And we will see everybody next week. And thanks for watching. Go Bears. Go Lady Bears.